1MDB has sparked embezzlement and money laundering investigations across
one of the
at least
biggest
10
corruption
countries.
scandals the world has ever seen.
What may be the biggest financial scam in history.
A number of corrupt 1MDB officials treated this public trust as a personal bank account.
Follow us as we bring you into the courtroom where the biggest financial scandal in Malaysian history is being heard. By the Malaysian Insight, this is the Najib Razak 1MDB trial, and I'm Patrick Teo. Proceedings seemed like it might just be settling into a routine on day 9 of the trial after encountering some interruptions when Najib took ill with eye trouble last week. The day started promptly at a little past 9:30 with witness Amhari Nazaruddin still on the stand, Shafee Abdullah cross-examining him, and the former Prime Minister sitting in the accused dock. Shafee wasted no time and jumped right in, questioning Amhari about his salary while working for Najib. He was earning at least 75,000 ringgit per month. That's 50,000 ringgit from the Sovereign Wealth Fund, Hasanah Nasional Berhad, and 25,000 ringgit from Orb Solutions, which is the digital works agency Najib had used to manage his online presence. Najib cleared his salary, the witness said. Shafee contested that, saying Najib did not know about the 25k on top of the 50. No, Amhari countered, he knew. The lawyer switched topics, bringing up Amhari's arrest by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission in June of 2018. Subsequent to the arrest, the MACC searched 3 places and seized, among other things, 2 of Amhari's BlackBerry phones. They also took documents, particularly those relating to 1MDB's rationalization plan, its talking points, and IPIC's lawyer's email to him on the settlement agreement. IPIC is one of the UAE's investment entities. Before we continue, let me give you a bit of background for context. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, Amhari told us that when news of the 1MDB scandal broke, Joe Low went into damage control mode. He drafted talking points to manage the media's questions and told everyone involved to shred those documents after they had been used. But Amhari kept some documents, and those were the ones the MACC seized. With regards to IPIC, Amhari had also testified that in 2016, Najib sent him to Abu Dhabi to stop the company from bringing its issues with 1MDB up to the International Arbitration Court. 1MDB, you see, hadn't been paying their debts to IPIC. But Najib didn't want the matter to go into arbitration because it would reflect badly on him politically. Back to Amhari's arrest, the MACC searched 3 places and seized the documents from an apartment called Tropicana Grande, which is about half an hour's drive from Kuala Lumpur city centre. Amhari said the apartment belonged to his cousin and that he had kept the documents there because, well, it was election time, and there was too much going on in his own house. Shafee accused him of doing so because he was trying to hide the documents. The lawyer said Amhari had kept them despite being asked by Joe to destroy them as insurance. You hid them away so that when the time came you could provide information about Najib to the MACC in exchange for leniency, the lawyer suggested. Smiling at Shafee, Amhari disagreed. This seemed to annoy the lawyer, who snapped, "Don't smile at me." When the 1MDB scandal came to light in 2015, another unusual thing happened, according to Amhari's earlier testimony. His usually calm and soft-spoken boss, the late Azlin Alias, had slammed his file on the table hard and shouted, "Do it 1MDB lah, bro," or "It's 1MDB's money, bro." This happened, Amhari said, after Azlin came back from a meeting with Najib. The witness had told the court previously that he believes Azlin was referring to the 2.6 billion ringgit that was transferred into Najib's personal bank accounts between 2011 and 2015. 1MDB money was also allegedly used by Najib's stepson Riza Aziz to buy luxury real estate in the US and to fund the Wolf of Wall Street movie. Yes, the one with Hollywood superstar Leonardo DiCaprio. Today, Shafee tried to say that Azlin may not have been referring to Najib at all. He could have been frustrated because he believed Joe Low had used 1MDB's money to make the purchases, the lawyer suggested. Amhari agreed. You called Joe Low a master manipulator. Could he have manipulated Najib just like how he manipulated you and Azlin? The lawyer pressed. Again, Amhari agreed. In June 2016, Najib had also sent Amhari to China. It was a secret mission, the witness said. The only other person who knew about it was Joe Low. Amhari said he was very nervous because he was to make the trip alone. How did this happen, and why you, of all people? Shafee asked. Amhari said Najib had texted him to come to his house and that he was probably chosen because the former PM trusted him. I would like to think that I'm his loyal officer, the witness added. The lawyer argued that contrary to Amhari's earlier testimony, the trip to China was not to arrange for a bailout for 1MDB and SRC. Rather, it was to facilitate infrastructure deals with the country to fuel Malaysia's economic growth. No, Amhari insisted. I went on this trip that no one knew about. It was for a bailout. At this point, Najib called out to Shafee from the dock. He wanted to confer with his lawyer. Shafee walked over, spoke with his client for a few seconds, and then walked back and continued the cross-examination. After lunch, Prosecutor Gopal Sriram began re-examining Amhari and circled back to the witness's trips to China and Abu Dhabi. Amhari reiterated that Najib himself had instructed him to go on these trips. When he came home, the former PM had asked him if things were, quote, real over there, unquote. Was everything Joe had said about his deals in China true? Yes, he's there, and proper projects are being discussed, Amhari had answered Najib. In 2018, after Amhari was arrested and had to give his statement to the MACC, he always felt a looming threat over his head, he said. Not from Najib, but from his supporters who might take matters into their own hands, he added. Sriram asked if Amhari ever felt threatened by the MACC. The witness said no. In such a difficult situation, he looked at his religion for inspiration to tell the truth, he said, with the hope that truth and religion would be his salvation. Remember how Amhari told us yesterday that whenever he accompanied Najib on trips to the US and the UK, Joe Low would give him a few $1,000s? Well, today he told the court that he had gone on at least 3 trips to New York and London with the former PM, and each time Najib's wife Rosma Mansour and their entourage would come along. Also always nearby was Joe, even if he didn't have any official reason to be there. Did you see him with Najib? Sriram asked. I saw them meeting at a hotel, Amhari said. Before letting Amhari go for the day, Sriram asked the witness if anyone warned Najib about Joe Low. Amhari said Arul Kanda, who was 1MDB's last CEO before the fund was wound up, had once questioned Joe's credibility to Najib at a meeting, asking the former PM whether the businessman's promises were to be believed. Sriram then asked the judge to allow him to continue re-examining the witness on Monday. Judge Colin Sakara agreed, and the day was over. The Najib Razak 1MDB podcast was brought to you by the Malaysian Insight. The podcast was produced by Revati Supramaniam, Yap Pek Kwan, Yvonne Lim, and Ravin Palanisamy. Timothy Acharyam provides additional reporting. And I'm Patrick Teo.